Going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here. In today's video, I'm doing a follow-up to yesterday's video where I'm going to go over some of the altcoins that I'm looking at and then I'm hunting for, given that Bitcoin and crypto is crashing right now, kind of where I think the floor is and kind of what my plan is here moving forward. So stay tuned. You do not want to miss this. All right, welcome back. So again, in today's video, I wanted to sort of tell people what I'm looking at, what altcoins I'm looking at with crypto and Bitcoin crashing. We're sort of still in the midst of a free fall from Bitcoin dropping from 40K and where I anticipate it will probably hold or bounce off of support, which is 30K. A few key things of why perhaps this is happening and why this is happening over maybe the next few days and that we haven't seen the bottom yet is because as of January 25th, in a few days from now, that's actually 48 hours from now, as of filming this, the Fed is announcing potentially an interest rate hike, which will ultimately affect all markets, right? So there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of doubt. With all that said, that's sort of the catalyst, in my opinion, here, that seeing a sharp sell-off is people panicking before the official news. This may be nothing. They may just announce that we're going to start to hike interest rates later, not starting in 2 days, but we'll see what happens. But this is what I think we're doing. So I'm going to start here real quick with the Bitcoin chart. So as you can see with Bitcoin, we're already officially 50% off of the all-time high. This blue line here is support, which is 30,000. If we do go all the way down to 30,000, it is going to be essentially, call it 57%, give or take, off the all-time high, but we're already at 50. So today we're sitting at 34,850, and I do think that we're going to continue to slowly bleed out and maybe a sharp sell-off over the next 2 days until we get the news from the Fed and the interest rate hike. Whatever that may be, I don't know yet, but what I will tell you is that right now this is sort of why the market's falling. We've had 5 sharp sell-off candle days in a row, and I do think that we're going to hit 30 support. Now, one catalyst here is there may be something worse that we're not anticipating, at which point it is not outside of the realm of possibility that we could go all the way down to 20K Bitcoin, which is its previous all-time high in the previous market cycle. But at this exact moment, that's not what I'm anticipating. I'm going to wait over the next couple of days to see how the stock market opens tomorrow, to see how the Fed talk happens on Tuesday, and sort of go from there and make my judgments. In the meantime, in my trading account, I'm still sitting in cash. I'm waiting for what I believe to be the most optimal place for a bounce, and I do think that once Bitcoin hits 30K, there's going to be several altcoin opportunities that I like fundamentally, or even if I don't like fundamentally, I'm going to go in order from the ones that I am looking at for the quickest bounce plays, and then I'm going to show you a few tickers that I'm actually looking at to accumulate further for the longer term. So I'm going to run through a quick list of ticker symbols here, kind of give you an idea of where my thoughts are for each chart, but I wanted to start obviously with Bitcoin because that's sort of what signals or starts off showing us what's going on with the market. So starting here, this is Bitcoin. I do think we're going to go all the way down to 30K. It could be 32K. Who knows? This is possible that it could be the bottom here at 34K. I don't personally believe that, but it's possible things could be a reversal. So if you are looking for opportunities for good crypto buys, you could start scaling in now to be safe because it could reverse right here, but I think the higher probability is that it's going to go down to 30K, at which point I'm already prepared for certain orders. I'm going to share a few of my targets for some larger cap coins, and then I'll move into more of the speculative and longer term plays that I'm looking at. So first one I'm looking at here on the chart is Solana. So with Solana, as you can see, as of shooting this video, it's 64% off of the all-time high. And there's a massive support area here that I'm looking at, and that's roughly around $80. So I have orders on the order books already for $80. If Solana goes that low, that's something that I would be very interested in. If that does hit my target of $80, that's basically a 70% discount from the all-time high. So this is a coin fundamentally that a lot of people like. And I'm not necessarily looking at this for a long-term hold. Obviously, it's way up, still way high up, but for a bounce play or for something that could potentially go up a couple of fib levels, this is something that I'm considering. So I'm starting with Solana, and I have orders put at $80. It may hit there, and it may not. I don't really know, but again, this is major support area, and that's really where I'm looking, putting in some really degenerate low orders, which may or may not happen, but I'm good in position to either way because I'm sitting a lot in cash in my middle trading bucket. So next one we're going to take a look at here is Phantom. So Phantom, I made a video on a couple of days ago. As of shooting this video, it's officially 38% off of the all-time high. But again, it went all the way down to this mid-other support level, which is basically 48% off the all-time high. But as of shooting this, the price is $2.13, which is 38.6. As you can see, this is sort of building a large ascending wedge. And if it does gain back momentum and the market starts to shift in the right direction, if it breaks out of the $3.33 all-time high range, this is something that with momentum I'm very interested in doing. In terms of a dip buy, if this dips down to a support of around 160 to 175, $1.60 to $1.75, this is something that I would be interested in buying. Not the largest discount. As we go further into the charts here in a minute, you're going to see that there will be larger discounts, therefore larger opportunities in my opinion. But this is a coin that I've been eyeing for a while. I've just been waiting for the opportune moment. It did bounce off of this support level of around $2. However, again, still thinking we're not seeing the bottom yet. We're not, in my opinion, at the bottom. I could be wrong. It could recover, but I'm hedging my bets that we're still going to go a little bit lower. If it breaks this diagonal sort of support line here and it goes down, then my degenerate order that I have below $2 is $1 FTM if things get really bad, but I'm not anticipating that. I'm looking more around $1.60, $1.75. Next on my list is Luna. Now, as you can see, Luna here has been holding massive support, higher highs and higher lows for a long time now. This has been in a very huge trend, and then it broke out of this ascending wedge, came back, retested, and ideally what I would like is for, and this is sort of a dream scenario, is around $30 Luna. I already have some orders set, which is a 70% discount because all-time high of Luna was $100. If we can get down to $30, that's a 70% discount. I'm going to load the boat on Luna there if that happens. If it doesn't happen, if it doesn't go down there, I'm going to ultimately see if it breaks down below this support level, which is $54. And my other orders I have are between $50 and $40. Again, it may not hit that, but Luna fundamentally I do like. I really don't know how bad things are going to get if Bitcoin flashes to 30K or, heaven forbid, go all the way down to 20K, at which point there's gonna be even more massive discounts. But I'm trying to keep this in the realm of possibility and really like what I'm eyeing at this moment. Next up, we have Axey Infiniti. Obviously, this one was a huge gainer over 2021. Right now, it is currently at 70% off of the all-time high. And I'm looking at these coins and trying to think, what has the biggest discount? I'm thinking of this in terms of like Black Friday. What are ones that fundamentally I like? They have utility, there's user growth, user adoption, and which ones are showing the sharpest sell-offs and the sharpest discounts. Now, the all-time high of Axey Infiniti is roughly $165. Right now, it's sitting at around $50. At this point, my first target for this is, depending on if it breaks support or not, I'm going to be looking between $40 to $45 Axey for something that I will potentially buy on a bounce play. But again, I'm waiting for a sharper sell-off. Even though right now, if I were to buy, 70% is nothing to shake a stick at. That's a very good, healthy discount. But again, because I still believe we're going a little bit lower, I'm going to see sort of the next level here, which the next level of sort of support here is roughly, $25, $30. So if it comes somewhere into this range here, I'm definitely buying some Axey for my NFT gaming portfolio. Now, next up, we have Sandbox. So Sandbox, again, another NFT metaverse gaming play. Massive, massive support here, as you can see here, right at just above $2. That's really where my target is. Right now, as of today, we're 65% off of the all-time high. I'm looking at this as more of like a 75% discount, so I have orders stacked between $2 and $2.20 just in case. But again, this is one fundamentally that I have a little bit of it, but I wouldn't mind averaging in more if it gets the price a little bit lower, because long term I do think that it's going to continue to have user growth and so on. So those are my sort of couple gaming plays. Next up, I have Remark. This is something that obviously on this channel I've been eyeing a lot. This, as of shooting this video, is 80% off of the all-time high, sort of coming back into this previous accumulation range. Right now it's sitting at $13.78. I originally bought this way down here in the $5 range, If it comes down to sort of, I'll call it the $8 to $10 range, I'm going to reload up on Remark, even though I have a heavy bag of this. The tokenomics, the utility, I've actually tested creating NFTs on Remark, and it's a really good process, very easy to use, and so on. So it's no surprise that I'm a fan of Remark. I have already a low cost average. I haven't taken any profit on this. I do think that long term this is going to be a triple digit or a 4-figure coin in the next couple of years. So if this does drop down and sheds out to about the $8 to $10 range, I will be adding a lot more Remark. So RMRK, that's something heavily that I'm looking at, especially with the shift over to Polkadot and things of that nature. Now, I didn't drop a chart for this, but Polkadot also, if you don't have a lot of Polkadot, I have Polkadot stacked in between the $10 to $15 range, adding on more. I already have a lot of Polkadot, obviously, but that's a price range that I'd be looking at. If you don't have any Polkadot, that is a very good steal, so that's something for you to potentially consider. Next up is Alluvium. Now, again, this is another fundamental NFT gaming coin. This is a coin that had some issues with some hacks or some treasury issues. Needless to say, it's currently, as of right now, shooting this. It got all the way up to almost $2,000 per token. Right now it's 70% discount and it's sitting at 557. As you can see, support is really where at a sort of an 80% discount here at support area. 79-80% is where I'm looking at my target. So I have orders set between 390 and 400, which is sort of this main support level. And if it goes down there, I'm buying some more Alluvium. Again, I've tested this game, I've played this game. I do think that we're still going to have a lot of user growth as well. Next up, just moving this along quickly, is Moonriver, MOVR. Again, the reason that I'm picking this one is it's done a full retrace. As of right now, it's $80, and I'm looking in the sort of $50 to $60 range. The reason I'm picking Moonriver is because any new developments that go to Moonbeam, which is Glimmer, they're going to come to Moonriver first. So fundamentally, I think these two are tied. So I'm going to have a good chunk of Moonriver as well as I'm going to have Glimmer. And again, the tokenomics and the supply are a little bit different, but because we know that all the development starts on Moonriver and then migrates over to Moonbeam, this is something that I have a huge bag on as well. The all-time high is about $500, so it's at 82% off right now, and I'm shooting for 90% off. So if it goes down to that $50 to $60 range on Moonriver, I'm going to be loading up more of the boat. I actually got in later than that, so that would actually give me a dollar cost averaging down, which is something that I'm very interested in. And then, of course, we have Moonbeam, one of my favorite new projects. This is still in the discovery phase. It's been here for less than 2 weeks. This is the hourly chart, not the daily chart. So it did poke down to about $6.60 as its absolute low point. But for generally speaking, it's holding a support level of around $8. If Bitcoin drops down to 30, I have orders set for in the $4 to $5 range on Moonbeam. This is a long-term play for me. Could also, at that lower price, use it as a trade setup as well, because I already have a big stack of Moonbeam Glimmer tokens that I'm staking and whatnot. So this is something fundamentally that I like a lot. I think it's going to be crucial to the Polkadot and bridging to Ethereum ecosystem. It's already at a massive discount. It's already at 78% off from the order high on KuCoin and Binance, which sold at $38, and now it's all the way down to $7.89. But between $4 to $6, I have orders stacked all over for Moonriver as well. So just keep that in mind. Long-term fundamental play for me and massive, massive discount, and that's what I'm looking for. So these are just a few of the tickers that I'm looking at immediately. I haven't pulled the trigger on any bounce plays yet because, again, just to recap, I do think we're going down to 30K, which means the prices of these are going to be even lower. But these are sort of how I quantify these trades or quantify where I'm going to buy and potentially how big the bounces are. I'm going to do a third part of this video in a few days to see if my theory plays out that we are going to go down all the way down to 30K. Right now we're at 34K, shooting as of Sunday. So I do think that, you know, Monday, once the stock market opens and reacts, as well as the Fed decision on Tuesday, is going to have a huge part to play in sort of where these prices go. If we start to see them fall off a cliff or if we start to see them bounce and recover, either way, I have cash on the sideline ready to go, ready to make some plays here. These are the top ones. Like I said, the other ones are more liquid. They're higher market cap, higher volume. Those are a little bit safer if you're just looking for some quick bounce plays. And as I move down to things like Remark, Moonriver, Moonbeam, these things are more long-term fundamentals that I think have a very bright future. Just wanted to do a follow-up, as I promised, to the other video, and these are the targets and things that I'm looking at. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about how I got to these prices, how I've measured it, how I've quantified it, anything like that, let me know down in the comments below and I will answer it for you. And then I will go ahead and wrap this up here. Go ahead and click on your screen to watch yesterday's video on the Bitcoin crashing and sort of what my theory and price is on that. And I will see you guys in a future video of the final part 3 of this in a few days. Crypto Renegade out.